Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Carly Baird. I am with Goodwill Columbus Workforce Development. You are here for our live session on goal setting, setting smart and powerful goals. And so we're going to be talking about goal setting today, the value of goal setting. We're going to be talking about how to set goals, how to make them specific, measurable, actionable, relevant and timely, how to make them specific and quantifiable so that you're more likely to reach them, and how to stand in the future and see yourself and write your goals as if you've already completed them. That is my tip for the day. We have some tips and tricks for you on goal setting today. So thank you so much for joining. Again, my name is Carly Baird. I'm a career facilitator with Goodwill Columbus Workforce Development. If this is your first video you've watched with us, please know that we have a moderator in the chat. And if you have any questions in the meantime, she would be able to answer your questions live, real time. And also know that we here at Goodwill Columbus are committed to supporting you in learning, growing, and advancing in your career, whether that's by career consulting, helping you find and path the direction, your next career direction, or maybe that's to get additional training and get some upskilling, get some additional certifications or something like that to support you in making that career change or to support you grow in your career. So again, my name's Carly, and I'm a career facilitator with Goodwill Columbus Workforce Development. Please like our page, please follow our page, please like this video, and share it with anyone that you think would find value in goal setting, setting smart and powerful goals. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. So like I said, we're going to be talking about goal setting, setting smart and powerful goals. Why set goals? Let's start by talking about that. Why set goals? Because if you don't have a goal, if you don't have an end destination in mind, how do you know where you're going? Imagine your life is like a journey, is like a road trip, if you will. And how do I know I'm going to get to wherever I'm going unless I have a map? And your goals, the goals that you set and the action steps that go along with them are your map, are your turn-by-turn instructions. It's the turn-by-turn instructions. It's the framework so that you know where you're going, so that you can get to where you're going. We also talk about how sometimes people are hesitant to make goals because they don't know where they're going, and that's okay. Plenty of us have areas of our lives where we're not quite sure what we want in those areas, or we've been there before, and know that that's okay. You can always change your goal, but if you don't get started, then you're just spinning in circles, spinning in circles without moving forward in any direction. An object in motion stays in motion. So start that motion, have set a goal, start moving towards it. And then once you're taking those actions, then you're going to be able to say, okay, maybe I need to adjust course a little bit, but how do you know that unless you set a goal and you start moving and start taking action? So those are a couple thoughts that I have for you today. Let us talk a little bit about SMART goals. We're going to talk about the type of goals that will support you in setting and achieving powerful goals. We talked about why goal setting is important. And here are a couple quotes for you that if you plan to fail, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. I always mess that up. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail, said Benjamin Franklin. And Albert Einstein, many people know this quote, that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So again, this is one of the reasons why goal setting is so important. So we're going to talk about SMART goals, a type of goal that is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. These 5 elements are important to keep in mind when you're setting goals. And we're going to talk about why each of those. We're going to talk a little bit about SMART goals, and then we're going to talk about some action steps and give you a little exercise to do on your own. So specific, what exactly is your accomplishment going to be? Without having a specific goal, then I don't know if I've gotten there. I don't really know where I'm going. If my goal is to lose weight, how do I know I've gotten where I wanted to go unless I put a tangible, specific parameter on it? I also have some questions on these slides to ask you. So while we're going through the different elements, here's some questions to ask yourself to help guide you in creating your goals. I believe that asking ourselves powerful questions will yield powerful results. So here's some questions that you can ask yourself while you're setting these specific goals. Why do you want to accomplish this goal? This is a great background question to keep in mind. Ask yourself your why. Why is this goal important to you? Because once we have a why, and once we understand why we're doing the things that we're doing, and we're not just doing them for the sake of doing them, then we can further motivate ourselves, further empower ourselves to overcome obstacles by tapping into why I'm doing the thing that I'm doing. Because if it doesn't matter to me, it's going to be really easy to give up on. Am I right? I'm sure you guys have had an instance where a goal wasn't that important to you and it was easy to give up on. So that's why we want to get clear on why you want to accomplish this, so that you can be clear that it's important to you. What are the requirements to accomplish this? This is kind of talking about action steps, and we'll be talking about those a little bit more. And then, what barriers will you work through to accomplish this? Please excuse the dog barking. What barriers will you work through in order to accomplish this? This is another question that you can ask yourself. M stands for measurable. Measurable. Put some time, put some specifics on it. Put some quantifiable parameters on it so that you know if you've gotten there, and so you can help guide yourself. It's also easier to chunk out action steps along the way when we're talking about a measurable goal. What milestones will you reach while working to accomplish this goal? What action steps? If you're going to lose 20 pounds, how many pounds are you going to lose a week? Allow yourself to break that up by specifics, break it up into milestones so that you can make sure you're on pace to reach your goal. And how will I know when the goal is accomplished? That's really the reason that we set measurable goals, is I know when it's been accomplished or not, if it's measurable, if it's something tangible. A stands for achievable. Achievable. Why is this goal realistic? Is it likely that you will reach this goal? Because if not, you're going to set yourself up to lose. Don't set a goal to lose 50 pounds in 2 weeks. That's unrealistic. I think that the importance of setting achievable and realistic goals is because it's motivating to accomplish our goals, right? It encourages you to keep going. So it can really be deflating if we set ourselves up to lose, if we set ourselves up with a goal that's too big for us to accomplish. Don't get me wrong. I am standing for you to create big goals and big, powerful goals, maybe goals that are a little bit uncomfortable and you don't know exactly how you're going to get there. Those, that's the sign of an extraordinary life if you're living and you're setting big goals for yourself. But don't set goals that are too big, that are unrealistic, because it'll be discouraging along the process. Also think about how you will accomplish this goal. Again, we're going to talk about action steps here in just a minute. And what steps will you take to accomplish this goal? Tangible, measurable steps will you take? R stands for relevant. Relevant. Why is this goal meaningful for you? Again, tapping into your why this is important to you, why this is meaningful to you. Also, is it aligned with your long-term goals and visions? That is a really big question to ask yourself, because if I want to be a famous actor and I'm going to school to be a plumber, those are kind of out of alignment, right? My short-term goal is not in alignment with my long-term goal, my long-term vision. So is it relevant to not only your long-term goals, but also your skills, your interests, your abilities? Think about that. And do you have the necessary resources to achieve this goal? And what are those resources? Again, these are ways to make sure that you're setting yourself up to win in those areas. And finally, the T in SMART stands for time bound or timely. Put a time on it. Put a by when. How long will it take to accomplish this goal? And put that on your goal. When will you accomplish and also when will you accomplish these action steps? Put a time frame on the action steps that you take as well. and we're going to talk more about this. Again, my name is Carly Baird. If you have any questions, we do have a moderator in the chat, so please feel free to ask those questions as we go. Now, if you guys are watching us live, I have, first of all, thank you so much for watching. If you're watching the replay, also thank you for watching. I'm going to invite you guys to do a little exercise on your own, because I don't know if anyone has recognized this, but who has set the intention to set goals and never sat down to do it? Yeah, absolutely. So I invite you to choose now, to take a few minutes to write down a few goals and some action steps. Now, when I say action steps, I mean the small goals that get you to your long-term goal. So if my goal is to lose 20 pounds in 2 months, then what are the action steps? Maybe the action steps are to start a diet, or to cut out sweets, or to walk so many steps a day, or to do 20 minutes of cardio 3 times a week, something like that. What are the action steps that you're going to take on a regular basis? What are those habits that you're going to change in order to reach your goal? These are things that we don't think of sometimes. We just think of a long-term goal. So this is my encouragement to you, is actually to write them as if you've already created. So take some time right now. I'm going to give you a minute. Take some time right now and just think of one goal that you want to accomplish, and write it as if you've already accomplished it. So by June 29th, 2020, I have lost 20 pounds. This is what I did to accomplish my goal. And then write 5 action steps. That is the exercise that I have for you today. So go ahead and take a minute to do that. If you are watching the recording, you can pause this video and you can do it right now. So what's one goal? One goal and 5 action steps you can take to get there. Give you some time right now in order to do that exercise. One goal and 5 action steps. Put a by when. By this date, I have already accomplished it, and write it as if you've already accomplished it. I lost 20 pounds. I feel great. I feel healthy. I feel athletic. I feel slim and good looking, whatever it is. Write it as if you've already accomplished it. So I completed this goal by this time, and this is what I did to complete it. So go ahead and take some time and do that right now. If you're watching the replay, I'm going to ask you to pause it and take some time and really give yourself some time to do this, because this can be the biggest barrier, you guys, is really just giving yourself some time, setting down and actually writing it out and making a plan. It's easy to talk about it and think about it. And sometimes we just need that little extra push. So that's my encouragement to you, that if you haven't done it already, is to set some time aside and really write down your goals. And why choose one goal? Choose 4. Choose however many goals you want to accomplish. Start writing goals for yourselves. That's the lesson that I want you guys to take away from it. How to write your goals, how to write powerful goals, how to write specific, tangible goals that can set you up to win. And just to do it, to take some time right now and just do it. Sit down and write your goals out, and write the action steps that it will take to accomplish that, because you can absolutely change your habits. You can set goals. You can reach the goals that you want to set for yourself if you sit down, if you plan them out, if you write yourself a map, and you set yourself up to win in that way. So thank you guys. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with me. I encourage you. I would love to hear if you wrote this goal. If you have a goal that you'd like to share with us, please drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear about it. And good luck with your goals. Go create the life that you want to create by planning it out and taking action on it. Thanks so much, you guys. Please like this video. Please subscribe to our channel and share it with anyone that you think would find it interesting. Again, from Goodwill Columbus Workforce Development, thank you and have a good day.